All right, I welcome every one of you to the platform tonight. The Top Achievers platform is a place where we engage men and women who were able to walk through the difficult terrain of life and they are able to create a niche for themselves. We have realized that in life, sharing experiences and success stories goes a long way to make everyone know that success is achievable and attainable. The truth is, for everyone created by God, there is a design by God for all of us to excel and achieve greatness in whatever we choose to do. So it is my pleasure for the first time to bring someone on this platform in the year 2022. Last year, we were able to share from the stories of men and women who were able to do something worthwhile with their lives. And today, it affords me a great pleasure to bring a brother, a friend, a man who had been able to bring himself up to a point where his life and career is a blessing to so many people. Let me just give you a brief of his profile. This young man that is going to be sharing with us today happens to be a filmmaker and a career accelerator who is passionate about telling African stories to shape the perceptions about Africa and Africans. He has dedicated a large part of his life to building himself up and helping to position actors so that they also can live their dreams. In fact, in the past 15 years, this man has been opportuned to work with some of the best brands in the entertainment business. For example, Mnet, StarTimes, EbonyLife, Native Media, Genesis Studio, etc., etc. He has worked on content such as Desperate Housewives, Africa Hush, The Johnsons, Hello, Mr. Right, and so many of these great programs that has blessed millions of lives. Of course, most of the time he's always behind the camera, making things happen to be a blessing to most people. It is with great pleasure I bring to us tonight my brother, my friend, my boss, Mr. Femi Johnson. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me, sir. It's a great pleasure to be here. My name is Femi Johnson once again. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
I'm not your boss, sir. You are the boss. That's a heavy load on my shoulders that I can't carry, sir.
When it comes to media, when it comes to filmmaking, when it comes to branding, I give it to you, sir.
Let's give it to God, sir.
Amen. You are welcome, sir. It's such a pleasure to have you here. We know you are very busy. You have some work even right now on ground. So let's just hit the road running. Who is Femi Johnson? Tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
Okay. Like you mentioned, Femi Johnson is a filmmaker. A filmmaker that is passionate about Africa. I've always been passionate about Africa because when I was growing up, I was always asking questions about what is wrong with the black man? What is the problem with the black skin? Why is it that we are not doing so well, in every sphere of life? I was asking that question so many times. So when I came into filmmaking, I wanted to impact the perception about Africa, because I know that perception is stronger than reality. The perception that people have about Africa, that Africa has about itself as being, one of the major problems. So yeah, I'm a filmmaker that is passionate about Africa. I'm also a career accelerator. So what I mean by career accelerator is in the film industry, one of the backbone of that industry is talent in every area. But I'm so passionate about actors because I was once an actor, and I want to help more any actor that is willing and ready to to become something, to get to the top of their career. So that's Femi Johnson in a nutshell. I am a man of excellence. I love excellence. I find it difficult to settle where excellence is not cherished. So excellence on one hand, hard work on the other hand. Femi Johnson is in the middle, straight up.
Now, how did you get into this line of work?
The art has always been in me ever since I was a child. When I was growing up as a child, I remember that I was in a choir in church. That really shaped my view, about art and everything that surrounds art. I wanted to do music so badly back then because I was doing very well. I was playing the piano at some point, and that just gave me that launched me into art, into the love for art. Then I remember when I left secondary school, I was always reading stories. I was always trying to put myself in, trying to create stories in my head. So I remember when I left secondary school, I wrote a story, and my brother saw it and was blown away. He was like, "No, did you write this?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Man, this is what you should be writing." So those were my first introduction into filmmaking. And when I left university, I just told myself that when I left university, I went into branding, and branding exposed me to how I can shape the minds of people with the way I want it. So I said, okay, let me go back to art. Let me use art to shape minds. So that's how I got into this. It's always been there since I was young, and I'm glad to be here. Really, this is where I can only be.
Now, Mr. Femi, how smooth has the journey been? Now you are a big boy on this line. Tell us how you got it, because you see, one of the things we achieve on this platform is to really, really hear the stories of people, their struggles, their challenges, their pains. Because when you see the stars, we need to see the scars. It is the scars that makes the stars. So how easy was it for you? Because where we are going tonight is how we want you to share with the young people in Nigeria, in Africa, those from the Black race, how they too can get far with their dreams. So, but before we go into that, how easy was the journey for you?
I must say that the journey has never been easy. Show me a man that claims it has been easy. That man has never really done anything great. The journey has really never been easy. I remember that in 2007, I came up with a show proposal, and I went from one place to the other just to pitch my concept. And everywhere I went, they all rejected it. They all said that I wasn't good enough. That was 2007. I remember that, no, that was 2005, not 2007. I remember that I had a long list of ideas written in my book. And at some point, I felt those dreams, those concepts will never come to life. I was so frustrated, actually. But because I wanted it so badly, I was always reinventing my strategy. I was also always re-strategizing my strategy. Because one thing I understand and one thing I've learned is that if you are doing something in a particular way and you're getting a particular result, it would be foolish of you to keep doing what you're doing and expect that a different result will come out. So every time I fail, I take a step back and I say, okay, so what is the problem? And how can I make it better? So I re-strategize and I go at it again. So it has never been easy. I because I was always re-strategizing, so it made the job kind of easy to it made the path easy to tread on. Because I wanted to do film, because I wanted to come into the industry, I volunteered. When I saw that nobody was listening to me, I started volunteering volunteering, I felt was going to help me get close to people that will listen. Because now I have broken the barrier of, I don't know me, you don't know me. So I don't know you, you don't know me. So, but now that I have volunteered, I am now in your circle. If I tell you my ideas, you'll be able to listen because now you're familiar with me. But it took me a long time to be able to, move from one stage to the other stage to the other stage. But overall, I mustn't lie, it's not been easy. That's why I'm always sad when I see young people today. They start something yesterday and they want to succeed today. It's not like that. Nothing that lasts is built overnight. You have to take time. I've been at this for over 15 years, and I've not gotten to the top. I've not gotten to my dreams all out. I still have a long list of ideas that have not been executed. But we are on the path, and we are hoping that we will get there as long as we don't give up.
Nothing great is built overnight.
Yeah.
That's a very powerful nugget. So what has been the push? What has been that energy giver that kept you going? Even though you, like you said, you faced difficulties, you faced challenges, you failed. You use the word failed. You failed some number of times. What was it that kept you going? What was it that kept you pushing?
I'm gifted with a restless mind. That's what I'll say. I've been gifted with a mind that always want to see what is outside of my environment. Okay. I'm gifted with a mind that is always asking questions. So I would say that the restless mind that I have has always been a push. Every time I am succeeding in something and everybody's is hailing me, I feel that is the time to move on. That is the time to stop, to just keep moving. So it's not as if I have anything that's really pushing me. But every time I go to bed, I ask myself, how far have I come? What are the achievements that I have made? How am I the number one in my industry? Am I in the top 10? I'm not in the top 10. I'm not. I tell myself I'm not in the top 10. If you count top 10 Nigerian producers, maybe I'm in the top 20. But I want to be in the top 3. I want to create stuff that people will see and be like, where did this come from? When you watch some American movies and you're like, where did that come from? Where did the idea come from? So for me, I have always had this. I don't know if it is a curse or if it is a blessing for me to always see that success is not good enough as long as I am not the best at it. I am not number one at it. So that mind kept on pushing me every time. Like when I was in native media, I was the brand manager, I was a producer, I was doing well, I was getting good salary. But something kept pushing me that no, this is where you are. This is not the end. A lot of my friends were like, man, dream job, you're doing well. I was like, okay. After a while, I got tired of it. I said, there's something bigger. Then I told my boss, I said, I want to leave. And I left. I went again to something bigger. I went to StarTimes, and something just kept pushing me. Now I left StarTimes and I'm now doing my own thing. That push has always been there.
So you mean self-assessment, self-evaluation from time to time is very important?
Very, very.
All right, sir. You are already moving to some of the other questions we have. Now, let me ask you, at what time do you believe you were able to have a breakthrough? At what time did you realize that you are getting nearer to the manifestation, fulfillment of your dreams?
The point where I realized that it's like I'm on the right path. That was when I've done so many shows. I've done several productions.
Like what? Mention some of them. Mention some of those ones you started with, and then the one that now began to give you the limelight.
Okay, so I started in church. I started majorly in Daystar. I did some stage plays. That's where the name Femi came from. I did a stage play in Daystar. I was an actor and a director on that stage play. I did it so well that people saw me on the road and they were like, man, you are a great actor. So when they now heard that I was a director, they were like, you directed and you acted. That was incredible. That was crazy. So because I got all of those feedbacks, I told myself that means I have something to offer. So if the fact that I realized I have something to offer, I feel I should offer more. So at that point, when I did that in church, that was when it is. But when I now came to mainstream, I produced a reality show, 2 reality shows back to back, Voice to Fame and Hello Mr. Right. So we had a Chinese producer and a Nigerian producer. I was a Nigerian producer. The Chinese producer was just there to look at to make sure that we don't go out of the plan. But I was the one that produced everything. I was the one that brought in I made all the decisions. So at that point, when I produced them back to back, alone by myself, I said, okay. And I'm talking about budgets. The two projects are like 100 million budgets. And I was like, okay, I think I'm doing well. I think I have the capacity to do even more than what I've done. So those are the times when I realized that, okay, so yeah, I'm on the right path and I can really do this.
Wow. Now I'm going to ask that. You can see one of your fans said Tiger blazing the trail. So tell us about where that Tiger stuff came from. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so I had this, I was acting, there was this play called Help Our King is a Baby. I co-directed that stage play. It was in church, it was in this.
I think we have network issue there. Well, I'm sure we are enjoying Mr. Femi.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Go on, sir.
All right. So the guy that was supposed to play the role didn't show up. It was a one scener. It was a one scene. I did not rehearse it. I didn't rehearse the line. I got stage, and one of our acting is if you give a line to a co-author and the person gives you back, it motivates you to do more. So I say, tell the lady, I was like, I like you and all of that. I gave me some hands like, So because of that vibe that I gave on that stage that day, and it was four shows back to back. Everywhere I went at that time, people were like, Tiger. I was like, okay, I think I like this thing. You can't hear me again.
Yes, the line is breaking.
But can you hear me now?
Yes, I think we can.
Okay.
But I think we're having some issues. I think we're having some issues. We apologize for that. I'm sure we will catch up because this is a very sweet part you are explaining, and we don't want to miss it.
Okay. So can we go on?
Yes, please. Yeah, let's try. Go ahead.
Okay.
Because that's where we know maybe we are over it.
All right. So that was where the name came from. So when people started calling me Tiger, because of that's just one thing. I like the name, and because of the way I carry myself, whenever I'm acting or whenever I'm directing, there's this vibe, there's this. I am a very restless person. I'm very passionate about what I do. So there's this raw that comes with my personality. So I felt that name suits me well, and I decided to adopt it. And today, the rest is history. So this is kind of me.
Wow. We are happy to have Femi Tiger in the house. And sometimes when I see those brandings of yours and those beautiful designs, I just respect, and hail. Now that's our man doing something great. Okay, sir. Now looking at I just pray this network thing gets resolved so that everyone can hear you very well. Looking at the movie industry, starting with Nigeria, what has been the progression within the last 7 years? What has been evolving in the movie industry, starting with Nigeria and in Africa as a whole?
I would say in the last 10 years, we've seen improvements in quality of our productions. But there's a decline in the quality of our stories. Before now, our stories were great stories. But producers nowadays have just shifted totally into making everything look good, making it sound well, but the stories are not so fantastic. But of course, some people are rewriting that reality. There are now more professionals in the industry, people that have gone abroad to study and gain experience and knowledge about filmmaking. That's why you see stories like the King Boys do very well, both in Nigeria and abroad, because the story was fantastic. You will see stories like Voice do very well because the story was fantastic. So before years ago, the quality was very bad, but the stories were good. But in the last 10 years, the stories have really been washed down. And one of the things that some of us are doing is we are trying to fix that, because you can never go back with a good story, even if your quality is bad. That's why you remember how we watched Agbarala back then. Agbarala was a phenomenon because the story was fantastic. The quality, if you watch Agbarala now, you won't be able to watch it because of the quality. But the story is still very, very tight. So nowadays, some producers are beginning to not just look at the market value, or let's not say the market value, not just look at how much am I going to make. What if people don't accept it? They are now beginning to tell good and great stories. And so in the last 10 years, I would say that production value has increased, but story has decreased. Story value has decreased, but it's coming back. At least very soon, production value and story value meet up, and will be very great industry. Africa is doing very well as well. All of Africa, there are so many people coming up, and there is a boom on social media. Social media is also helping the film industry to get its bearing, because there are so many stars now on social media that are independent, doing that thing, and they are really making a good mark. So yeah, that's the way I see it. I agree with.
Thank you so much, sir. I think we are having a challenge with the quality of the sound. I don't know what we can do to change that, because we really want your audience to, enjoy you and benefit from the information that we are sharing. Now, I want to ask about the social media. I will come back to the issue of the movie because you analyzed the importance of the storylines, the quality of production, quality of actors and actresses involved. I'm coming back to that, but you just said something about the social media. Now, what do you think is the impact of TikTok and all these emergency producers that does give all kinds of, individual productions, collect, everybody is just doing something. How does that affect the quality of movie production globally this time? Is there any impact? Is there any negative impact of that?
Well, social media is both good. There's nothing that is good that doesn't have its own bad side. But social media has really impacted greatly on the entertainment industry generally. I would say that social media has introduced us to new kind of types. They call themselves influencers, social media influencers. We show that social media has actually engaged a lot more people than the film industry. Because every young guy with a phone now is a filmmaker. And what that does is it engages them to be able to do something with their life. Unlike the film industry where you have to go and learn for some months, how to handle the camera, you have to learn acting. These kids don't learn anything. They just go on YouTube, they get some ideas, they grab their phone, start producing, and they are earning through that. So social media is a plus for the film industry, and there has been so many crossover actors from social media now to the film industry. I have a platform called Lonely Talent. Lonely Talent is a talent aggregation website where actors come together to help them get jobs and all. And I tell my actors all the time, I say social media is a platform where you don't need to make it on the screen anymore. You don't need to wait till a cinema film come and make you blow you up. You can blow up on social media. If fame and fortune is what you want, social media is there for you to achieve your dreams. You want to act online, put your acting out there, let people see how good you are. Stop staying in your one-room apartment and start crying over the fact that you're not getting the job, you're not getting the acting gig. No, social media is there for you to express yourself. Somebody will see you online and they will fall in love with how good you are, and they will bring you to come and do the big thing that you're dreaming of. So social media has really impacted really on the film industry. It has helped us discover new talents, and it's also giving this new talent the platform to express themselves. So yeah, I say I'm a big fan of social media when it comes to that area.
Wow, thank you, sir. Mr. Femi, I don't know, what do you think we can do on this line? We really don't want to miss the vital things you are sharing with us. Can you hear me very clearly?
Very clear. I can hear you very well.
Yes, sir. But your line is breaking. It's breaking. Yes, the network is breaking. That's what and people are really following you. So, is there any way? Can we change? We know the challenges we face at home. So, is it possible we change the line, the network, or something in a moment while we are working on that? I really appreciate your explanation on the impact of social media and how it has kept so many people out of joblessness and has helped so many young people. And these are the reasons why we brought you up. I mean, tonight, so that you can really encourage a lot of people who have been thinking, "What do I do with my life?" And they can realize that even with their phones, they can just make something out for themselves. Audience, I'm sure that Mr. Femi and the team, they are working around, helping us to get a good sound. We can't just afford to miss this opportunity that we have to have Femi Tiger in the house. It's such a privilege, to have him in the house. And I think I'm going to use this opportunity also to thank Mr. Femi Johnson for being a very, very good help to me personally, to my ministry. I remember I went to him some few years back to ask him what I can do about branding, for myself, for my ministry, and very, very funny things he told me about myself then that I couldn't believe my ears. And then gradually, I think I'm starting to walk around that. Yeah, I think. Can you speak now, sir?
I'm trying to switch to another network.
Okay, we can even hear you very fine now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. So if you can hear me, that means I don't need to switch.
Okay, so do we just go on? So I'm just thanking you publicly now for helping me the other time. I remember I had to come to see you some years back, and those things you told me, how old I looked and all that. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. Please, I'd like you to come again on this issue of social media, because we really didn't hear you well. Because there's a lot of young people that goes about with their phone, and I don't know. Can you tell us?
All right. Since you can hear me now, so let me just go over it again. Social media for me, is the voice clearer now?
Yes, we can hear you well now.
All right. So social media, like I said, has been a plus for the film industry. I said that social media has introduced us to new set of talent. It has helped us to discover. It has helped the talent themselves to express themselves. Because before you can break into the film industry, you have to either go and join a team or a club, or just keep going for auditions, from one auditions to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. Some people have been going for auditions for over 10 years and they've not had their breakthrough. But you know what social media has done? It has given every actor the opportunity to express themselves, the opportunity to put their talent out there. So you don't need to go to auditions before people can see your talent. So what social media has done now is it has given every budding actor, every budding filmmaker the opportunity to express themselves.
All right.
Somebody that wants to be a director, it is easy for you to just grab your phone now and start creating content. So social media has also taken people out of joblessness. It has taken people out of idleness. It has also given people a means of livelihood. A lot of young people now are making money online, making content, and this is all thanks to social media. So yeah, I believe social media is a plus to the industry.
Does that affect the quality? Is there any threat to quality of production?
Well, quality is, there is no, of course there's an unspoken or unwritten standard.
Okay.
But see, for social media, the standard is basically the quality of content you're putting out. Content in terms of story. There are so many people that have moved from putting out interesting 1-minute story with crappy pictures. And because people accepted that and they love the story, they follow the story, they were able to get better at it and move to a better quality in terms of production quality or production value. Let's move back a bit. Let's go to, I mentioned Agbarala the other time.
Yes, sir.
Agbarala's story was a great story. We all watched it. We all fell in love with it because the story was great. But the quality wasn't all that. At that time, we were also watching American films that were good quality. But because the story was good, we were able to follow it. So the same thing applies here. The threat it has, I don't think the quality that social media is pushing out is a threat to anything, other than the fact that it just gives people the platform to put out, no matter the kind of quality you want to put it out. As long as you are able to capture your audience, they will follow you anywhere you go. If you go on the big screen, they'll follow you. If you go on the silver screen, they'll follow you. Anywhere you go, they'll follow you, basically. So quality is not.
Thank you very much. So it means that for anyone that has a dream, you don't need to wait until you cross all the T's and dot all the I's before you produce.
If you are waiting, you will wait till you are in your 60s before you realize that you are too old for that area. No matter the quality you put out on social media, just put it out. You don't have to wait for anything. Just make sure that you are pushing out something. Some people have made impact just by standing in front of the camera and just giving facial expressions. Some people have, and what they have crap. The environment is bad and all of that. People are so much interested in your storyline. What are you trying to tell us? What are you saying? Basically that's what they're looking at. Not so much about how good, the information. Thank you.
Okay, I would like you to recap the tiger story. We didn't hear you well that time. I'm interested in that story.
Okay, I said there was a play we had in church in Daystar.
Okay.
I'm not sure whether it was 2014 or 2015. I was a co-director on that play. The name of the play was Help Our King is a Baby. I think I did just little directing on that play. And there was this actor that was supposed to act just one scene. You see, there's something in life that people take for granted. A lot of people, because they give you just one scene to act, you will not see it as important. You will see it as, how can you give me one scene when other people are doing 10, 20 scenes? So that one scene, the guy was supposed to play that one scene, but he didn't show up for whatever reason that is best known to him. So I was 9 minutes. The main director said, Femi, you have to play this role. And I said, okay. And every time you give me a role, no matter how small the role is, I take my time to develop the role by myself. I try to become the character. Okay. So I went home and I thought in my head, so how can I make this character better? How can I make it superb? How can I be a one-scene wonder? I've always, I've always given my all when you give me anything to do. So when I went on that stage, it was not even part of the script. And I was giving my lines, and the other lady was giving it back to me. And she was very spontaneous. And because she was also very good, I was able to just come up with that line. I was like, I like it, Tiger. And she gave me, I said, Tiger. She was just giving it to me. And after that show, because it was 4 shows, 4 services, 4 shows, everywhere I went at that time, people were calling me Tiger. Hey, Tiger. They were just mimicking what I did on that stage. Don't forget, it was just one scene. And the fact that people were able to remember that line and they were able to associate it with me, it was just great. So a few years down the line, I was now looking for a brand name that would be unique. And I remember that people used to call me Tiger. And I said, okay, what if I make myself Femi Tiger? And I told the first person I told that I am Femi Tiger. The person was like, Femi Tiger. The person was excited to even hear the name. I said, hey, okay. So that was how I just made it a brand name, and I was pushing it everywhere.
Wow. Tell us some of these great program you have been able to package together, the Johnsons and others. Can you just quickly tell us how you got into that and how that's going?
Okay, so like I said earlier, I've been in some shows. I was on Desperate Housewives Africa in 2014, I guess, and I was just I was freelancing, and I was invited to come and be an assistant director. And because of the way we are, freelancers in the film industry are like prostitutes. You just go from one set to the other. So I was just freelancing, and I was in Desperate Housewives. Then I used to have a boss then, Rogers. Rogers is the executive producers of the Johnsons, and he was also my creative director when he was in Reflections. So I met with him and I told him what I've been doing, and he said, come on the Johnsons. And I went on the Johnsons, and I worked on the Johnsons for like 3 years. I left there. I was part of Hush as well. I left there and I joined StarTimes. In StarTimes, I did some very great productions, some reality shows, and I did my own feature-length film. Right now, what I'm doing is, because I'm running my own company now, Drumhouse Media. We are packaging. And before the end of this year, we are going to be launching a network for the salon.
Wow.
Before the end of this year, we are going to launch some very great productions, and those are the things that we are doing right now. And I have a platform called Nolly Talent. Nolly Talent is where we give actors the opportunity to live their dreams, to become stars. So that's basically what we're doing right now.
Now, you mentioned something about freelancing. Can you explain that, Idubi? How were you surviving? Were you being paid like you moved from one place to the other? How were you able to keep life going? Because sometimes, don't let me explain. Let me just leave it to you. Because some of our young people just want to be paid immediately. What do you mean by freelancing? How best you won't go about it?
So for every film, every production person, we know that freelancing, a lot of people are in freelancing. For me, I'm a director and a producer. You can request for my directorial service and say, okay, come and direct this project, come and produce this job, and I'll make myself available. Now, if you are good at what you do, you'll be going. There won't be any downtime because a lot of productions are happening. We have a lot of platforms that want content, so people are producing back to back. So if you're good, when you're done with a 3-month project, you move from that 3-month project to another 2 weeks project to another 1-month project. So that's how you will be able to, start, making yourself relevant in the industry so much that people will now start getting to know you. So I did freelancing for so many years before I now got a paid employment. And after that, now I'm running my own company and I'm also doing freelancing. So jobs will come sometimes. You go and produce for someone and all of that. So basically, that's what freelancing is. So people don't employ crew. Producers don't employ crew. For my company, for instance, we have just 4 guys: me, our admin person, my editor, and my graphics designer. I have a project. I don't need to have anybody under my employment.
Under your payroll.
I just go. I tell them, okay, I need a director. I get a director. I need three cinematographer. I get them. I need a costume person. I need a makeup person. Those all of them are freelancers. I just get them on that project, and when we are done, we pay them their money. They go again into the field. So basically, that's what freelancing is here in the film industry.
So if I am to produce a movie now, I have an idea in my head. I can just tell you, Mr. Femi, can you put something together and make this happen? Did you get my question, sir? My. I'm sure we're going to get through with this network thing. Well, I'm sure for the audience, those on YouTube and Facebook, thank you for staying with us. It's such a wonderful time talking with Mr. Femi Johnson. And I'm sure we still have some time to benefit. Can you hear me now, sir? Can you hear me? This is just network issue. I hope we are able to get around it. Wow. All right. So far so good. We have been able to at least hear from Mr. Femi how he started from an humble beginning, just from secondary school days. He has this desire and passion for drama, just like that. And today, by the grace of God, he is a force to reckon with when it comes to movie production in Nigeria and Africa. Now, friend, the truth and reality is that you can fulfill your dreams. We have a lot of opportunities, particularly this generation. The youths of now does not need to steal or to go into drugs or to go into 419 before they can survive or succeed in life. Mr. Femi, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, sir. So we understand the challenges and we know we are getting over it. And that is what life is. Whatever happens, we keep moving. We keep going. So I threw a question to you that if I am to, supposing I have a dream or something comes into my head and I say I want to produce a movie, can I just call you and say, put something together for me, let's make this happen? How possible is that?
That's what I do. It's very possible. So if you have a story idea and you want to produce, all you need to do is just tell me your idea, and me and my team will go to work. We will put ideas, we'll put a plan together, we'll share it with you. If you like the plan, we execute the film for you. That's what the company does. That's what I do, basically.
Wow. That is great. I think that is a very vital information for somebody out there, that you can push this thing out and there are people that are willing to help you make it happen. Now, let's quickly talk about the stars. There have been these, you mentioned something about the impact of the social media, that before the coming of the social media, many people go to auditions for years and nobody recognizes them. They put them under different kind of conditions. How encouraging are the stars to the young coming artists? Do we still have those challenges where the Akuko Gagara, the ones on the top will not want the, you know what I'm talking about?
Well, it is human nature to want to remain and not allow anybody to take your space. So of course we still have all of that, but it is almost fading out now, because there's no hiding place for anybody anymore. Social media has really broken the barrier. The stars are also trying to keep up. They are trying to catch up with all of these young people. But of course, everybody has a place in the film industry. No matter the age, a child of 2-year-old has a place in the film industry. A man of 40-year-old has a place in the film industry. A man of 60 has a place in the film industry. RMD was out for a bit, and when he came back, he came with a bang, and he's still, very relevant. So there is a space for everybody. So if a star now is trying to stop somebody from shining, he's just trying to harm himself, because whether you like it or not, the person is still going to shine. So I don't think that is a problem right now. But it is human nature anyway for you to see things like that.
Somebody told me that you are bringing Femi Johnson. I said, yes. He said, ask about sexual harassment. Does those things happen real for real? There are a lot of stories out there. You are an insider. Tell us.
So there was a time when I had this seminar, and I told the actors, I said, there are different ways to fame. There is talent to fame. You have a talent, you put out your talent, and people appreciate your talent, and you grow and you become famous. And there is nyash to fame. Nyash to fame is when an actor uses a buttocks, sexual life, to get to stardom. People still do it. Now, as much as we are all shouting sexual harassment, which I'm totally against. There are actors that are also they are ready to give anything to become famous. So if you're blaming the right, you should also blame the left. I have had issues where a female actor will come to you and say, I can sleep with you. Just put me in those roles. And I'm like,
give me a role.
Just give me a role. And I'm like, are you okay? Some people will tell you, where is your hotel? Let me come and spend the night. And I'm like, for what? And they will be like, yeah, so that you can be friends and you can be giving me a role. Now, that is on the part of the actor. But of course, on the part of the producers and the directors and all of those people that are involved in sex for roles, of course, it's still happening. Some people still got busted some months back. It's still very much relevant, and it is sad. It is sad because no matter how much you try to get, you cannot sleep with all the women in the world, and you cannot sleep with all the men in the world. What are you trying to achieve by wanting to sleep with someone before you give them a role? It still doesn't make sense to me, because if you know what you're doing, asking somebody to sleep with you for a role is just totally absurd. It's madness. But of course, it is very, very is relevant in our industry. But because our industry is also an industry where people are, promiscuity is easy to fall into, because industry where you go 3 months, 4 months, you are sleeping in a hotel, you are hanging out with the other gender, and you are constantly, just together, far away from your home. And when you are done with that 3 months, you are going another 6 months in another town to spend time. So it's easy for all of those things to happen. So yeah, that's it's there. Sex for role is there.
So for that, what would be your advice to those ones trying to rise, to those ones who believe they have something to offer and they are having such challenges? What would be your words of encouragement to them?
You see, when you give your body, first time you give your body for a role, you will keep giving your body. Because the funny thing is, when you get a role for sex, you get a role by giving sex today, that producer will automatically in his head tag you as the girl that I can always get sex from. Now, that producer will probably tell his friend or his, that girl is cheap, or you too, you feel do her. And before you know it, you will not be able to get a good role unless you sleep with somebody. So, first thing first, you need to be sure that you can act. If acting is what you want to do, get your act right. Make sure you have the talent. If you don't have the talent, go and beg your God, or go to school for it.
Polish yourself.
Polish yourself. Become good at it, because nobody can say no to a good talent. Any good producer that wants to put out good content will never say no to a good talent. So first of all, as an actor, get your talent right. Then push yourself out there. It is naivety for any actor to believe that being talented is enough. Being talented is not enough. You need to be able to put yourself out there so much that everybody cannot turn without seeing you. So that's what I tell the actors. You must be able to put yourself in the faces of everyone that needs you. So it's not enough for you to just sit in your house and say, I'm good now. And so there are so many good people out there. But it is the person with the right strategy on how to sell himself or sell herself that will get the jobs. So that's my advice. So get your talent right and put yourself out there as much as possible. And any role you are given, any role, sir, that you are given, make sure you mother that role, because you are as good as your last performance.
Wow.
If your last performance is great, people will, because of that performance, look for you everywhere you go.
That's true.
And the people that you act with, they will recommend you and say, there's this girl that is very good, oh man, she mothered that role. So you are, because you are as good as your last performance, every performance must be top notch. Must be like your life depends on it. It's a serious business. It's not, filmmaking looks so easy, but it's a serious business. If you want to be an actor, you have to be serious with it. There's no room for in the film industry, because if you're not good, over time people will know that you're not good. Good talent will come and they will sweep you out of it. Even if you're doing yash to fame, at some point when the good ones come, you'll be moved to the side.
You'll be ignored.
Yeah. So that's my own advice.
For somebody that wants to toe this line and want to do all these things you have just advised, where can they go? Is it that they have to, apart from going to the university or who can they look up to? I mean, if they want to polish themselves, they want to be good at what they are doing. In those days, they will go and join all this cultural group, all the theater group. Where can they go? I mean, for a young lady, a young guy, a teenager hearing you this night now, or watching this broadcast now, where can they go? Do they have to Google search, link up with somebody? Where can they go?
Okay, first thing first, when you have made up your mind that the film industry is where you want to come, whether you're a crew or a cast, you need to get information.
Okay.
You need to polish your act. There are two places you can go to. The first place you need to go to is either you go to, anybody can come into film industry. So if you want to go through acquiring knowledge through education, you can actually go to a school. Is either you go to study theater art in the university, or if that is not what you're doing, go to a film school to learn how to even have a good understanding of what you're supposed to do. If you know that you don't have the money to do all of that, the YouTube is your friend. There are so many information out on YouTube that can make you become success overnight.
Okay.
I'm telling you. I want to give you an example of a young man. When I was in native media, Rogers called me one day and said, I saw this guy online. He's a graphic artist. He's in Asaba. We are in Lagos. He said he's in Asaba. I want us to bring him down to Lagos. We brought the guy down from Asaba down to Lagos. And the guy is very good, but basic knowledge of graphics design. But one thing I love about this guy, his name is Rex Posters. If you go on Instagram now and look for Rex Posters, R-E-X Posters, you will see how great the guy is now. When the guy came to Lagos, because of who I am, he was working directly with me. I was pushing him so much that, no, if he brings a design, I'll say, no, I want it better. You can do better. He will go and he will design, I will say, I want it better. Now, this is what Rex was doing. Every day, Rex was watching videos on YouTube on how to do graphics. He was doing that consistently for over 2 years. Right now, as I'm talking to you, Rex is the #1 poster maker in the whole of Nigeria for films. Anybody wants to do posters now, they have to talk to Rex. But when he started, he didn't sit down on the basic knowledge that he has. He was always going online to learn more, to become better. And today is better. So anybody that wants to come into this industry, if you know you don't have money to go to a film school, YouTube is your film school. Learn it every day. Consume every information about what you want to do, and you'll become better at it. I assure you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Femi Tiger, because that is not even just for those who want to go into movie industry. I think it's a general free advice for anyone that whatever you want to do, you don't have an excuse to be a mediocre. You just need to give yourself a push. Okay, let's go to your company. You were telling us about what you do in that place, particularly encouraging and raising actors and building them up. Please tell us more about that so that people can connect with you too and benefit, benefit from your wealth of experience.
Okay, so in the name of our company is called Drum House Media. Okay. Drum House Media is a very young company that is into production. We do production and promotion of content, and also we manage talent. We are passionate about making sure that every actor that is ready to become, to climb the ladder, we make it easy for them. We get them jobs, we expose them to industry opportunities and all of that. So there's a website called www.nolitalents.com. On that website, you will see long list of actors there. We have their profile. We created some videos for them, monologues and all of that for them on that platform. So that's what we are doing. And so we do major production. So if you want to create content, if you want to make a movie, if you want to produce series, if you want to whatever you want to produce, Drum House Media is there for you to engage. When you engage us, we are going to turn your small idea into a very big idea, so much that you will see your idea and you'll be like, wow, this is my idea, and we'll turn it into motion picture for you, so that thing in your head, will put it on TV for everyone to see. So that's what we do basically in Drum House Media. And we also manage talent. We have 2 talents we are managing right now.
Give me the website name again. Let me put it on the screen, sir.
www.nolly, Nolly, talent with an S at the end.com. www.nollytalent.com.
Okay, there is an S after talent.
Yeah, there's an S after talent. So on that platform, we have over 200 actors there, and we have those actors. We have engaged a lot of them on several shows. Some of them have been on D. Johnson. Some of them has been on Wrong So Wright. Some of them have been on Venge. Some have been on so many content. Some of them have done so many TVCs. So yeah, we are doing that for actors, and we are every day trying to make sure that we push them as much as we can. And we now also created a management company whereby we select just very few actors. So we have 2 talent that we are.
Oh, we just got, okay, I think he's coming back. Yes, go ahead, sir.
We have Olubori Ojo, seriously Bori. He's an actor, very good actor. We are managing him right now. We have Susan Ajibade, we also manage. So those 2 talents, we are managing them, and they are that is aside Nolly talent, because we are just giving those ones spotlight. We are giving them all the support they need. We are creating content for them. We are producing for them back to back. Very soon we'll start pushing their content out for everyone to be able to see. So that's what we do basically. So if you have any story ideas, we are here for you. We'll be producing it for you.
Yes, we are so proud to push out this nollytalents.com. That is the website you can go to, and then you can get every information you need about what the company of Mr. Femi Johnson, Femi Tiger, is actually into. Now, let me quickly ask you, sir, is there a God factor in your journey? Or the God factor? Is God involved?
There is nothing that can last without God. Nothing. Okay. I've always been a church boy, growing up. So I know that my success is strongly tied to God. Every time I make a landmark success, there is a prayer that I pray. There is a fasting that I do that brings all of these things. I see the kind of peace that I have, even despite the fact that we're not getting all the jobs in the world, is because there is an assurance that I have gotten from God that whatever I do, I will succeed. That has been pushing me as well. So God has always been there all the way. Every time I face difficulty, all I need to do is just go on my knees. Every time I want to get a project done, every time I want to direct a job, I first of all go on my knees. And when people see it and they say, wow, I know where it's coming from. It wasn't me. There were times when I went for a pitch, and when I see the faces and I'm like, whoa, these faces are big. And all I do is I step out and I just go into the toilet to say a few words of prayer. And boom, when I start talking, they'll be like, nice, they're clapping their hands. I know it wasn't me, because if it was me, I'll just be stammering. I'll be stuttering. But because even when I'm talking, I don't know where the ideas were coming from. So God has always been there all the while. And I cannot succeed without him. So anyone that wants to succeed, you need to put God. God has to be the foundation. Because that guy got your back. He got your back. He will never let you fail. So God has always been the factor from the beginning.
Thank you, Mr. Femi. Let's look at 2 more questions before we allow you to go back to set. How have you been managing your family? You mentioned going for 3 months, going for 6 months. How is it that Madame is not complaining and the kids are good with you? How are you blending? Of course, I see all the parole you and your wife plays on status and all that. I just love the way God has kept your family. What is the secret?
I married a friend. When you marry your friend, the journey becomes easy. Of course, it's not easy for you to go 3 months, 6 months without seeing your family. There was a time when I was away for 2 straight months. I didn't come home. I was in Ibadan shooting. So because I married my friend, and before I married my wife, I sold her my ideas. I told her all that I want to become in life. That will come with some challenges. That will come with some downtimes. And I told her to join me on this journey so that both of us can become great in life. And she fell in love with that idea, and she joined me on the journey. So the reason why it has been easy for me is because I married a friend that is ready to sacrifice so that that dream that I've always had will come to reality. Because there is nothing that kills your dream faster than a bad marriage.
You just killed it there, brother.
Yeah, there's nothing that kills your that's why most men, those husbands die faster, because they married the wrong woman. Because men always have big dreams. So when you don't have somebody to help you without your big dreams, it becomes frustrating.
Yes, sir.
But when you have somebody that is helping you, that is telling you, don't worry now, when you don't have a dime and the person is telling you, don't worry now, how much do you need? And when you are downcast, she's coming to say, Alpha, don't worry now. That don't worry now is enough to settle your mind.
To calm you down.
So I married a friend, and when the kids are saying, where is daddy? She's telling them, no, daddy is busy. Daddy is trying to put some things together. She'll sell them a dream too. They will also be eager to see, daddy is gone. We are waiting for daddy, because I married somebody that will not tell my kids, So I am so blessed that I married Oluwatosin, because she has made life easy. She has made the home front easy. She's like the manager. She's managing everything. She's managing my life as well. So yeah, that's how I've been able to manage the home front. I married my friend.
Wow. So you are advising every young man, young lady, marry your friend. Don't just go for all this iPhone 13 and
because marriage is difficult in itself. So if you don't marry your friend, you are not going to last in it. Honestly. Yeah.
But if we go to the issue of marriage for this generation, the way they see marriage is another thing entirely.
It's another story entirely, I tell you.
All right. What are the things we should be expecting from Femi Tiger in the next few months? What should be the focus for us? What are we looking out for?
Well, from Femi Tiger, I will be producing some series this year. I have like 5 series that I've lined up. One I want to produce this year. So you'll be seeing a lot of series from me. I want to also bring back some of my content. So there was a time when I was doing a content called Actor for Sale. I was always teaching actors how to better their trade, how to sell themselves better. So I want to revive that content. There's also something I did some time ago called Mono Room. Mono Room is giving actors the opportunity to do monologues that people can watch and fall in love with. So putting all of that together, rebranding them, making them look good. Those are the things that I want to do. I want to produce. I don't want to produce a movie right now. I just want to do series. So you'll be seeing series from me. You also see content from me as well. I'll be doing more of talk now. I'll talk more because the world needs a little knowledge. Because if you have all of the ideas and you don't share it, you're not a benefit to the world. So I want to share my ideas with people. So that's what you'll be seeing from me this year. Very, very important.
Thank you so much, Mr. Femi Johnson. On the final note, what will be your final word to our viewers on this show tonight?
Well, I've always said this, that nothing, as in when I say nothing, I mean nothing. Not even God, unless he kills you, not even God can stop a man that is determined to succeed. Now, this is why I said not even God. When the guys were building the Tower of Babel, God was shocked that, whoa, these guys are going to do this stuff. If we don't do something about these guys, they are going to build this thing. So when a man determines to do something and is so determined to do it, he would surely do it. But that man must have a room for improvement, because sometimes we are blinded by what we are pursuing, that we don't take a time out to say, okay, these failures that I've had, why? What can I do to not repeat the failure? So a man that is ready to succeed and is ready to get feedbacks and say, okay, these are the feedbacks I've gotten. This is where I am. If you cannot do all of that, maybe you will not succeed. But if you are not a problem to yourself, if you are not an anti-self, there's nothing that can stop you from achieving your dreams. So what I'm saying to everyone is, if you have a dream, go for it. Nothing can stop you. Even your village people cannot stop you.
Okay, now.
As long as you are determined and you have God, you are resting on the shoulders of God. Nothing can stop you. That's my advice to people. You can achieve anything. But sometimes we are confused. We are not sure about what we want. If you are sure about what you want and you want to achieve something so badly, you will surely get it. It's something I have tried, and I have seen God. I've seen the place of God and the place of my determination. I've seen it's clear. So that is what you need, basically.
Thank you so much, Mr. Femi Tiger. We, your people, and when I say your people, you know what I'm talking about. We are just so proud of you. And I want to really celebrate those who had come online to, say some very great things about you, saluting you and sharing you up, acknowledging how you are genius, we just thank God for your life. And we pray that the Lord will continue to take you higher. And I'm also very happy that you said you'll be doing more talking. That is, you'll be sharing, from your wealth of experience with people. That would be very, very much needed, because this generation needs direction. Of course, there are opportunities all over the place, but you can be surrounded with opportunities and still be poor. And somebody said the word poor is passing over opportunities repeatedly. A lot of people have, ideas around them, all it takes to succeed, but they don't really know how to go about it. So thank you for making yourself available. Thank you for being accessible. And thank you for being so simple, so approachable. For some people, they could not become, then we don't go fit talk to them. But
thank you, sir.
We just thank God for you, and we pray that the Lord will be with you and bless all you do in the name of Jesus. Say a very big thank you to your wife and hug her for us and help us thank the children. We pray the Lord will continue to be with your family in the name of Jesus. And of course, you know that we are just starting a new networking. I mean, our organization and yours, I believe this is a new foundation for us to do things together. So I look forward to having you around again, partnering with you and making things happen for good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here. A lot of people don't know this, but let me just quickly say this. Pastor Falodun, that is hosting this show, is a man that I used to, back then when he came to our church to preach, I used to wonder where the knowledge was coming from, because I'm a fan of people that have knowledge. So whenever Pastor Falodun was preaching back then, when I was in Surulere, I used to look out for him to just come around to preach. So I'm talking about when I was in my teenage years, when I was probably 13, 14, 15. And for me to now be interviewed by this great man, I am really honored. He's one of my fathers in the Lord. He's one of those people that taught us how to love God and how to approach God, how to approach life. So I'm really, really honored. The first time when you reached out to me and you said you wanted me to help you with your branding, I was like, me? I just couldn't imagine me, Pastor Falodun, me, I'm really, really honored. I'm honored. And thank you so much, sir, for, I think the person that we should be talking about is humility here is you. The fact that you're able to come down to my level and say, hey boy, come and work with me. I'm really, thank you so much for the opportunity. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, sir. We just give God all the glory. We give him all the praise. We are, like I said, we are so grateful to God for you, and we are so proud of you. And like you said, the journey is just starting. God is just laying the foundation for the things he's about to do in your life, and we will all be part of it together. Thank you so much once again, my brother. God bless you. God bless you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to appreciate every one of you that have been online. I want to thank all the friends of Mr. Femi Johnson that came online. I want to thank our regular viewers. I want to celebrate Reverend Andrew from the United Kingdom and everyone that had been online tonight. The Lord bless you in Jesus' name. I'm sure that you must have grasped something. You must have learned something from what this great man have shared with us. He had been in the field. He had seen a lot of challenges and he's been able to rise and come out of it all. He said it clearly to us that you are unstoppable. There is nothing, no dream that God gives you that cannot be actualized. So I want to just go back, go over this interview again, learn from those things, go make YouTube your friend, invest in yourself, become a better person than you were yesterday, and very, very soon we will all meet at the top. And when we get there, we will remain there, we will not fall from there. Thank you for being with us on the Top Achievers platform. Until we come your way again next time, I remain Emmanuel Olufalodun. God bless you. See you at the top in Jesus'